Hi Leo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your December 16th to the 31st, 2020 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the decks I'm using, they will all be linked and located in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. All right. Let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Leo, excuse me, December 16th to the 31st, 2020, Leo. 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 Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels. I love how yours are just jumping out here, Leo. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. And now let's see what your chakra energy is for this time. Leo, December 16th to the 31st, 2020, Leo. December 16th to the 31st, 2020, Leo. December 16th to the 31st, 2020, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Okay. And show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. So we're starting here with dreams, your third eye chakra. That's beautiful. Then we have abundance, the root chakra. And we have inspiration, the sacral chakra. And we'll see how these all correlate to the tarot. The left-hand side is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So we have here the Empress, the Five of Wands, the Two of Swords, and the Five of Swords. Oh, interesting. Huh. The Two of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, the King of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, the King of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Your heart is the heart of a king, which is awesome. The Knight of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, the Emperor. I knew it. Okay. Yeah, the Emperor and the Six of Cups. So whenever I have the King and the Queen of the same suit, from the same deck, that's a soulmate connection. That's a true love connection. So you have the Empress and you have the Emperor here. So there's a power to you that is extraordinary. This is the King and Queen of the major arcana. So this here is intensity, and you're seeing it in your inner self. You're working through a lot of things that have held you back before. You're embracing it in the outer arena. The outer arena is a bit more, it's a bit more than you would like, right? You would like things to kind of be calm and gentle and quiet and pleasant, as everybody would, right? But there is a sense here of an intensity to it that you are going to thrive off of. It's not going to hold you back in any way, shape, or form, Leo. But it is going to be a sense here of looking at things and then really, really feeling at the end, it's like, I've earned this. I've earned this spot. I've earned this place. I earned this voice. I've earned this power. And that's going to be a huge part of you. Just this huge sense of satisfaction. This is what I've been working towards. And this is what I've been working for. Leo. December 16th to the 31st, 2020, Leo. Who will aid Leo? December 16th to the 31st, 2020, Leo. Who will aid Leo? December 16th to the 31st, 2020, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Ooh, these three. And we start off here with the Princess of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. This is a person who is very emotionally invested into things. They lead with their heart first, and they're just kind. And that's going to be somebody that you're really drawn to during this time, whether you know them in real life or they inspire you through a myriad forms of media. There's a kindness and there's a gentleness that is pulling you forward. And there's a healing here that's going on, Leo, that's very, very powerful for you. It leads you to the Queen of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is somebody whose energy vibration is astoundingly similar to yours. This is somebody who is passionate and powerful and who, wants to kind of shake the earth, move things in a way that is unexpected but beautiful. And you're going to be very inspired by it. It can be somebody who's very into their own way of seeing power, of seeing, success, of seeing beauty. It's like, it doesn't have to be that cookie cutter mold that everybody's told, like, oh, pretty looks like this, or oh, success looks like this. And if you're not driving the right car, or you don't have the right color hair, you're just not going to be it. It's like, no. This is a person here who is breaking down those barriers. And this is you sitting there being like, yes. Let me move forward in this inspiration. It's like, I can be successful being me. I don't have to change everything I am, get a nose job, do all this stuff to be seen as what I know I am in my soul, in myself, that type of thing. So there's like no augmentation here. So that's really, really cool. And if you want to, it's like if you're saying, well, Dane, I want to change this or that. I mean, it's your personal preference and this life is yours, of course. But there's a sense here of not feeling like you have to. And that's going to be the huge thing. It's like, I don't have to be this cookie cutter. I don't have to be that cookie cutter. I don't want to be a cookie at all. I want to be a cake. That type of thing. That's what you're embracing. And that's what this energy is bringing forward in you. And then you have the Hermit. You have a turning inward. You have an illuminating your path. You have a grace. You have a power. You have a brilliance here. And this person is astoundingly private. Their face isn't seen. They might be just astoundingly private people. And here, they move things forward by shining the light, by moving forward in the grace of their existence, in the power of their soul, in the passion of their truth. And that's going to be really rather powerful for you during this time, because it's kind of like, I don't want to be center stage. I don't need to be center stage, though your heart is at times center stage quite beautifully. But it's like, I'm moving forward in the power and the passion that is me. And there's this gentle light that's guiding you. So we start here. The third eye. Third eye chakra in dreams. So your third eye is opening up. It's going to be easier for spirit to speak to you in your dreams, because there isn't going to be that noise of the day around you. There isn't going to be that logic around you. Your dream is simply your dream. And so here there is a freedom that comes with your dream, and a freedom that moves you forward. And as this freedom guides you, as this freedom moves you, as this freedom becomes you, you become part of it. And so your third eye opens, your sense of power opens, and your self opens. And you find that you're moving towards your dreams more and more and more. And it brings you to abundance. It brings you to the abundance of your heart. It brings you to the abundance of your passion. This is your root chakra, so the abundance that has rooted you. This is a sense of power, of understanding. This is a sense of personal, of grace and of beauty. And it's coming forward in a way that really does surprise you. It really does. You're sitting there and you're thinking, either I can't be abundant, or, abundance looks this way and not this way. But there is a sense of you being rooted in abundance and you embracing that rooted truth. And then it brings you to inspiration. It brings you to the sacral chakra. And the sacral chakra is where a lot of negative energy from this life and from past lives are held. And the sacral chakra is also where our sexual energy is held. So here you're having a new dawn. You're having a new day. You're moving forward in inspiration. You're moving forward in empowerment. You're also looking at, generational curses, negativity that has been spoken over you from your DNA line. And you're looking at, negativity that was brought into your life from your past life experience, and you're being inspired to rise above it, to not say, oh, well, that's the only way I can be, that's the only way I can move forward, I don't get to have this success, I don't get to have this power, I don't get to be this way. And it's like, no, I get to rise in the glory, in the brilliance, in the power that is me. And as I do so, I become the empress. Because you're looking at, and with DNA curses, not DNA curses, but what is it? The familiar curses. It's not something to be worried about. It's not something that you say like, oh my gosh, I've been cursed. There's, evil over me. No, it's the negativity that was spoken over you as you were growing. It's the fact that your family, it's kind of like the sins of the father passed on to the son in the Bible, right? Or passed on to the children. And what you're seeing here is that it's the negativity that was passed over to you. It's the way, your parents dealt with coming home tired, or, dealing with all this stuff. And what you're seeing here is that you're not going to be following that pattern anymore. I do apologize if you can hear my nephew. That you're not following that pattern anymore. You're not going to sit there and yell like your father yelled, or cry like your mom cried, or, things like that. And you're embracing your power, you're embracing your grace, and you're saying, what's in my DNA and what has been spoken over me doesn't get to rule me. And so that really makes you here the empress. It has you embracing your creative power. It has you moving forward in your prosperity. It has you crowned by bounty and beauty and this abundance. It has you living and breathing inspiration into your life and seeing that there are ways that you are going to move forward that are more than you anticipated, and yet at times less than you wanted. You're going to sit there and say, well, I'm not there yet. Like, how do I get to be there? And in the public arena, personally, you're nurturing the creativity inside of you, because you can say here that she's resting her hand on her pregnant tummy, which she could very well be doing. And, very much like she is. But she can also be harnessing the power of her chakras here, of her solar plexus, and calling forward that power to create the energy and the world that she wants. And here with the Emperor, you're seeing that this is very personal. The Empress is very personal. It's claiming a throne you thought was lost. It's claiming a voice you didn't think you had. It is entering into a creative covenant with the world around you. And then with the Emperor, it's fire, it's determination, it's, moving things forward. It's saying, I have an idea and I'm going to go after the truth of bringing that idea into reality. And the Emperor represents, of course, Aries, and Aries is the god of war. So here during this time, it's like you're making war on what has held you back. And doesn't mean to seriously go into things and think, oh, it's going to be a battlefield. It's like, no, I'm standing in my truth. I'm moving forward in my passion and my power, and nothing and no one is going to hold me back. Because in your inner self, you know you are creating something magnificent. And it brings you then to the Five of Wands. It brings you to a sense of the chaos inside of you saying, oh no, you can't do that. You can't move forward that way. You can't think that way. You can't move like this, or you can't have that. Or there's office politics around you, and there's people around you who are fighting and bickering, and you'd have had enough. It's like, oh my goodness. And so what you see here is like, no, this doesn't get to rule me anymore. this anger of others, this chaos inside of me, this doubt, this fear, this anger, this upset. It doesn't get to be my guiding force in my world anymore. I want a world of peace. I want a world of abundance. I want a world where I can walk into my dreams. And it's not saying that you get to be a movie star or a rock star or anything like that. It is saying that you get to cultivate and create a world that is deeply longed for within your soul. Because remember what Dostoevsky said about us creating paradise. He said that we would pop paradise like bubbles, because every time we created our utopia, every time we created something that we thought was absolutely powerfully, our purpose in life, we'd change it. Because that's what we as human beings do. We push for the next thing and for the next thing and for the next thing. So the Five of Wands can be utilized that way. It's like, okay, this is my passionate energy. This is the way I fight to move forward, the way that I fight to achieve what it is that I want within my life. But it's not going to be the way that builds up the chaos, that keeps me from moving in the direction that I need within my soul, that keeps me from embracing what I most deeply desire. And then we have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is moving forward. The Two of Swords is sitting there and thinking, okay, I could move left or I could move right. It's just going to be two ways. And then you start to see that it's not, because you're not looking at what the rest of the world is saying. You're looking at what you yourself are saying in your soul and in your mind, and what you truly want and where you truly want to be, because you've found that voice again. You've embraced that power within yourself. And it's like, oh, so I thought left or right. I thought, this way or that. But now I move forward in a power, in a purpose, in a determination of soul that is exquisite and opens up pathways I didn't think were possible. And as you open up these pathways, you open up this truth. And as you embrace this truth, you embrace this power. And it brings you to the Five of Swords. So during this time, as you're crowned with the power of your heart, as you're crowned with this force that won't back down, I'm really just seeing here with the Empress. Now there was Empress, was it Theodora? I believe it was Theodora of the Roman Empire, married to Emperor Justinius, I think those are the name, but yeah, Theodora. And the legend around her is that she was a consort or a prostitute who worked through the ranks and was highly trained and highly skilled and all this stuff. And she became the wife of the emperor because she was so beautiful and so skilled and so talented, within the graces of, in the graces of being a woman and connecting with people and everything like that. And when Rome was burning, Justinius gets into a boat and says, you know what, I'm leaving. All his people are like, I'm going, Rome is burning, I'm going to leave. And then there's this empress that you think, okay, you don't think much of her, right? And she says to them, if you get into that boat, you will not be ruling Rome, because I will be staying here and I will be ruling it. And she changes the course of history. She says it, of course, much nicer and much more poetically, because she was just brilliant. She really was just brilliant. And that's the sense of the energy that is around you. It's like, if I fall away to doubts and fears, and if I don't embrace my freedom, and if I left my life to the whims of my past life self and to the generational curses that were put on me, that were spoken over me, I will not have the life that I want, and I will rise. And that's what you're doing here. Because with the Five of Swords, it's like, no, I'm not being held back. No, I'm not repeating this over and over and over again, to be stuck in the same place, to lose my power, to not see what it is that I desire, to not know where it is that I want to be. And so with the Five of Swords, you're facing something that you have faced before. Now, for her, it was to feel helpless, right? It was to have other people making decisions that she did not agree with. For you, it can be that. It can be losing your voice. It can be forgetting your power. It can be feeling overwhelmed, feeling chaotic, waiting for the other shoe to drop. And with the Five of Swords, what you're going to find is, if you stand in your truth, you stand in the power and in the grace that is you. If you stand in your truth, you stand in your abundance. And that becomes huge. And as you move forward and you sit there and you say, okay, I'm going to be facing things I don't want to face. I don't want to be here, but I'm going to stay true to who I am. I'm not going to get angry. I'm not going to get bitter. I'm not going to sit there and say, I want you to fail. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I want me to succeed. And the adage that you're going to take on is, I'm not better than anyone, but nobody is better than me. And that shifts things for you, Leo. That shifts things into a place of power, into a place of determination, into a place of soul's desire. It's like, this is what my soul wants. And it leads you to your heart, looking at things and to saying, the world is open to me. I get to move forward in the power, in the grace, and in the brilliance of the world. And I'm not going to sit there and be scared of what the world has to offer. I'm not going to sit there and doubt how I move forward. I am embracing the power of my world, the power of my existence, the power of my truth. And as I do so, I hold the world in my hands. The repeat of the number 2 is a highly creative number, So here you are embracing that creativity, and you're also embracing that partnership that you have with spirit, the partnership that you have with the world around you, the partnership that you have with yourself, with the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine aspects of you, which come through brilliantly with the Empress and with the Emperor. And so here you start to see, as you're moving forward, as you're embracing your determination, you start to see your hard work paying off. And it's not always been joyful work. It's not always been work where you kind of like whistle and, snap your fingers and say, oh, this is awesome. It's work that is grueling. It's work that is overwhelming. It is work that, can zap the power out of you. And with the 8 of Pentacles, it's like, this is the prosperity that I need to move forward because I've worked so hard for it. I've worked so hard to embrace the bounty and the brilliance and the abundance that is me. And others might not understand because it has been such a hard road. You have learned to be this master craftsman, right? But along the way, you've cut yourself. You've bled for your work. You've doubted your creative skills. You've looked at things and saw only your mistakes. And so people would be like, well, why do you want to keep on returning to something so hard? Like, why not give up and walk an easier path? But your heart keeps pulling you back to this, Leo. Your heart keeps pulling you back to the prosperity of your desire, to the love of your soul, to the person that you were born to be. And it brings you then to being the King of Cups, to really embracing the power and the abundance and the determination of the King of Cups. It's ruling your life. The King of Cups knows that he can rule nobody else. The other kings have this air around them of being able to rule others, or of wanting to rule others, of their work affecting more than just themselves and them being aware of it. For me, the King of Cups always has this air of, my emotions are mine. My rule is my own. And I rule a kingdom of one, which is all that we ever rule. So here, as you're moving yourself forward, as you're embracing your grace and your love and your joy and your happiness, and as you're looking at your world, but you're also seeing your sorrow and your despair and your tears and your anger and your upset, you are realizing, I rule only myself. I rule only me. And as I rule only me, I can only guide my heart forward. I can only walk in my truth. And I can only embrace what I love. And I can only be who I am. And that leads you to the energy of the King of Pentacles. That leads you to prosperity that lasts for generations. That leads you to seeing an interconnectedness of things that you hadn't seen before. You hadn't seen how things were relevant. You hadn't seen how everything kind of pulls together. But because you are opening your views to embrace what the world has to offer you, to sit there and say, I can move forward like this, and not think that there is only 2 roads and that the mistakes of the past will be always how you're defined. You see yourself moving forward in prosperity. You see yourself moving forward in bounty. You see yourself being able to plant the seeds and watch them grow and watch them become more and more and more of what you need, of what you desire, of who you are and who you were born to be. And then it brings you, because you're planting these seeds, you're seeing the interconnectedness in the public arena, it makes you very defensive of slowly and steadily moving forward to your goals, to your prosperity, to your abundance, to what you desire, to where you need to be, to who you are. You are gradually going in the right direction. And that's something that you will guard very, very, very fiercely during this time. because it's like, this is where I want to be within my life. This is the power that I need for my soul and for myself and for my desire forward. And nothing and no one is going to hold me back. And as you embrace this, and as you see this, and as you are a knight of your prosperity, but you also move forward more slowly than at times you would like. And Leo, you can get rather frustrated with yourself. And when you get frustrated with yourself, you can be rather cruel to yourself, and that frustration can bleed over. So just be mindful. Just be mindful of that energy during this time, because we do have the 10 of swords. And the 10 of swords here is that energy bleeding over. But it's also the sense of everything that you have learned, having forged you, having created you in a way that you didn't think was going to happen, in a way you didn't think you were going to be able to move forward in. This is the darkness before the dawn. This is the overkill before it's like, oh, things settle and I see truth. And so here, as you're moving forward, as you're embracing this energy and this concept and this idea and this ideal, you see yourself looking at 10 years. You know, for some it's 10 years. For a lot of you Leos, it's 10 years of lessons, of the lessons that make up life. And you see yourself learning and discovering and questioning and diving deeper and asking and being. And it opens up your eyes. And it's like, oh, that's what I cut my fingers on. That's what I cried over because it didn't go right. Those are the lessons that I learned so that I could have this dawn, so that I could have a new day, so that I could watch, who I once was destroyed to be who I am now. And the creativity and the dexterity of this being is so much more than I was before. And it brings you to the Emperor. It brings you to knowing that life is a battlefield, and knowing that life is unfair, and knowing that, at times you get punched left and right and you're sitting there and you're like, what the heck? But there's a determination and there's a purpose. And as you're looking at this, you're looking at you and you're saying, okay, I haven't always handled things well. I let my temper get the best of me. I've said things that I shouldn't have said. I've looked at things not strategically, but emotionally, but then also vengefully, because that's what we do. We're human. And I regret. But I move forward now in the kindness of my heart, in the realizing that the roads that I thought were open to me, that made me feel caged, they're not the only way forward. And now I am the warrior king of my existence. I am the king, because you have the kings here, you have the emperor. You are really embracing the sacred masculine energy. And you are the king of your existence. You're the king of your determination. You're the king of your passion, of your power, of your fire. And it brings you to releasing a lot of the past, a lot of the nostalgia of the past, where things were better when. And it brings you to releasing a lot of the hurts of the past, that this gets to form me. And this is what I'm built off of. And it's like, no, you're built for such greater things. And there's such power around you. Okay, let's go deeper. Leo. December 16th to the 30th, 2020, Leo. December 16th to the 30th, 2020, Leo. December 16th to the 30th, 2020, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh, goodness. So these go here. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. And then let's look at the people you have to be mindful of during this time. Who are the people that Leo needs to be mindful of? December 16th to the 31st, 2020, Leo. December 16th to the 31st, 2020, Leo. December 16th to the 31st, 2020, Leo. angels, and spirit guides. Show me clearly, guide this reading, and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Awesome. So we start off here with the Queen of Swords. This is a manipulator of words, and this is a kind of expert manipulator of words. This is a person who's very much in her element when she has other people off their guard. And so this is a person who will say exactly the right thing at exactly the right time to absolutely devastate or to cause chaos. So just be mindful of that. Then we have the King of Cups. Now you have a very positive King of Cups within this reading. The negative King of Cups can only see his sorrow and his woes, can only, kind of bleed this pain onto others. He might have a big dog, because we have the Irish Wolfhound in the back, but he also might just have a very big bark. And his bark it can be worse than his bite. It's not saying here, like, provoke him, but it is saying here that this person is just like hemorrhaging emotion and not knowing what to do with themselves. And the way that they're going to try and defend themselves is to make themselves feel or appear as scary as possible. And then it leads you to the King of Pentacles, which you also have a really positive King of Pentacles here. But this person is going to be very set in their ways, sees only one way of moving forward. If you're not moving forward this way, then you are obviously failing. And this is a person that can get into your head and really make you think that you're not doing the right thing. Now, if somebody is giving you logical, sound advice, and you need time to just kind of ruminate on it and sit on it, the King of Pentacles can be a person who is giving very logical advice, but is doing so in not the most tactical of ways. So during this time, you might have a person here who is seeing interconnectedness and things that you should be taking note of, all right? But these people can be really, really, really helpful, but they have this terrible, terrible, terrible delivery. So the King of Cups, who's too emotionally invested in things, might be making really good points, but again, is coming only from emotional hurt, pain, and despair, so you're not going to want to listen. The Queen of Swords might be making really, really good points, but coming from a place of toxicity, of language, so you're not going to want to listen. But Spirit is saying here to be warned of kind of, it's not take in everybody's negative opinions. It's not that. It's like, listen before discarding, because there is going to be a sense here, Leo, that you will discard very quickly. And it's not a bad thing at all. Everybody does this, but you'll discard things rather quickly before seeing the nugget of truth. All right. And there's you should discard 99% of it, but the 1% will be valuable to you. All right. But these are just people to be mindful of because they have no tact. They just don't. They're just too much in their own drama. So we start with the Two of Swords. You have the Two of Swords and the Two of Swords. The Eight of Pentacles. You have the Eight of Pentacles here. And you have the Lovers, which is Gemini energy. Then we have you, Leo, coming through, crowning your heart as the strength. You have the Seven of Wands, the Nine of Swords, the Five of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Ten of Cups. So you're rooted in the Five of Swords, right? Yeah, you're rooted in the Five of Swords, and you're crowned with it here. So you're looking at things very differently. The roads are opening up. The mind is moving in ways that you hadn't thought you would be moving as you embrace this power, as you embrace this throne, as you stand in your truth and you see your might. And here with the Five of Wands, as you address the chaos, you're like, oh, now I see things that I hadn't seen before. Now I can kind of move forward in a way that I didn't think I could. But this also is kind of shaped like a sickle, right? And you use a sickle to clear out the underbrush. And that's what you're doing. You're clearing out the underbrush of the mind. You're clearing out the nonsense. And you're paving a way for the truth. And as you do so, you see that your hard work has led you to being able to understand different roads coming up, able to see different avenues forward. And you're like, oh, I didn't expect this. Oh, wow, I needed this. I wanted this. And it's like, oh, I can do that. And then the Lovers comes in as you address the hurts and the pains and the disappointments from the past. You start to fall in love with life. You start to say, well, what do I love? What do I want? How do I want to move forward? Where is it that my soul needs to be? What is it that I deeply desire? And it brings you to a place of strength of self, a place of embracing the true essence of yourself, okay? What makes you Leo, Leo. And one of the true lessons for Leo, because you're represented by strength, is to know the difference between brute force strength and the strength of the soul. So there are going to be times, especially with underdeveloped Leos, and you'll see this if you have a Leo child or something like that, where they will think that by forcing it, or the bigger the better type of thing, that they'll be right. And it's not the case. And so here, during this time, as the world is opening up to you, as your hard work is paying off, there will be times where you want to force it, where you want to sit there and say, well, I'm the boss and this is how it's done, and be that type of leader. You will not listen to you that way, okay? You will have a tendency to kind of tune out to yourself, and others will not listen to you. But Leo, you can be the most charismatic, charming person when you embrace the strength of your heart and you stick to that strength. Not embracing the strength of the heart and then going to brute force strength, and then people don't know where they stand with you and they kind of walk away. Here, it's embracing the strength of the heart and saying, this is what's needed. This is what's passionately true. This is what's powerfully real. And you see yourself moving forward in that passion, in that truth, in that determination, in that bounty. And my gosh, do you knock down barriers? My gosh, do you move forward in an exquisite way of being? And it brings you to the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Wands. You learn and you know when to stand in your truth and when not to. You know who to fight against. You're not going to be a rug and be walked over. Who to fight against and who to say, no, you're not worth my time. Because you're embracing the King of Cups. You're embracing being a ruler of your heart, of your soul, of yourself. Because you're done with the nightmares. And the King of Pentacles, as you plant your seeds, the nightmares come up and poke into your head and say, oh, well, you can't do this. Remember when you failed then? And remember when you did this wrong? And remember this and remember that. And the Nine of Swords is the doubt and the fear and the negativity that will keep you from claiming your prosperity. It's kind of like, I'm meant to be poor. I'm meant to be miserable. And it's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're meant to embrace your root chakra, to embrace abundance, to follow your dreams, to be inspired, to embrace this new dawn, to move forward in prosperity that is everlasting. And the nightmares keep you from it. The nightmares keep everybody from it. What if I fail? What if you succeed? And it won't be the way that you anticipate, because life seldom is. But it is the way that guides the soul and brightens the self. And it brings you then to the Five of Swords. It brings you to this place where in the public arena, as a new dawn and a new day comes, and as you slowly and steadily move forward to your power and in your determination, it brings you to this place of truth. It brings you to this place of, yes, having to fight battles that you thought you were done with, but standing in a truth and in your power in a way that doesn't detract from anything, but only builds, only grows. And so as you do this, the Five of Swords moves to the Four of Swords. And as you embrace your prosperity and as you stand in the King, the Four over the Four, as you embrace the power of the self, you see yourself moving forward. You see yourself being able to look at all the hardships and all the pains and all the disappointments and kind of take a time out and say, I embrace my grace. I embrace my love. I embrace my passion. I embrace my truth. I see the hard road and I respect the road that I have walked down. And I respect the hurts and the pains and the disappointments and the angers and the upsets that have come. I honor that road that I have walked because it was my road. It was my hardship. It was my pain. It was my disappointment. But now I embrace the power that it left me with and the bounty that is a part of me. And it brings you then, as you release the past and embrace the present, you have the Ten of Cups. They all live happily ever after. Power and beauty and grace and elegance and eloquence of being and bounty of soul and love. Falling in love with life and claiming the love of your life. Let's see what your spirit animal has to say. Leo. December 16th to the 31st, 2020, Leo. December 16th to the 31st, 2020, Leo. December 16th to the 31st, 2020, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Awesome, these three. So we start off here with the pig spirit. It says use your mind wisely, because your mind is going to be such a powerful and integral part of you. What you think, so you like how you think, so you act. And that power of your mind is going to give you wings. And you're going to feel like, oh, when pigs fly, I can. And it's like pigs are flying and you can. Then we have the parrot spirit. Watch your words. Your words are so important. They shape so much, even more than you realize. And then the cow. The miracles are endless. They're endless and they're subtle. They're not the miracles that you think of, the big ones that, are overly fleshy and showy and everything like that. Though that's the ones we like. We like the ones like fireworks in the sky. These are subtle miracles. This is the miracle of getting up in the morning. This is the miracle of going to sleep at night, of being able to brush your teeth, of running water, of heat and of air conditioning, of love and of joy and of the laughter of children. These are the miracles that we overlook, but these are the powerful ones. Your subconscious spirit message is the brown bear spirit. Take time out to embrace the seeds that you've planted over your heart. Take time out to embrace the power of your truth. Your subconscious chakra message is personal power. This is the solar plexus chakra. You are embracing your personal power, and there is no one and there is nothing that can stop you. You feel it in your gut. You feel this change. You feel this strengthening of soul and of self. It leads you then to your subconscious person message, which is the King of Wands. This is you, and you embrace the power of kings. Power and passion and determination and fire and, the brilliance that moves you forward towards what you love. The reasons for getting out of bed in the morning. It brings you then to your subconscious tarot message, which is the Wheel of Fortune. Everything is changing. And subconsciously you know this. A new dawn, a new day, a new power, a new purpose. Things are changing. And you are moving forward in that powerful change. It brings you then to your subconscious going deeper. And you have the Six of Swords. You're taking everything that you know and you are moving forward. The waters might be choppy, yes. Things might get overwhelming at times, absolutely. But you are moving forward in the power of your mind, in the truth of your soul, with all your knowledge guiding you. All right, Leo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace love. The love of the lovers, the love of the Ten of Cups, the love of they all live happily ever after. And knowing that we deserve it. That life, yes, isn't the thing of fairy tales, but it is a thing of beauty. And it is a powerful place. And you have embraced what you have worked so hard for. And you embrace the beauty and the passion of what you have so passionately and so diligently and so beautifully created. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Leo.